Mr. President, I implore you, call for a civil war. Call for a civil war and let us do our thing. Let us go door to door, street by street, and clean this country. Please, if you're watching this and you share the same sentiment, send it to Donald Trump. Share it on your page. Whatever. Get this message out there. This is not a joke. I'm a peaceful man. Time for peace is over. I'm willing to fight and I'm willing to die. We are all Charlie Kirk.
I hope when this is all over, you remember who fired first. You've tried to kill the president twice, and now you've assassinated man for talking. You don't really want to do this, okay? 400 million plus firearms in this country, and they don't belong to the left, bro. Yeah. If you think it's okay to murder someone because of their opinion, you get what's coming to you. You and yours.
We don't feel like ourselves. We haven't felt like ourselves in a while. And I'm sorry to get political, but I'm just going to be honest. We haven't felt like ourselves since Barack Obama. I just think he was such a slick snake. You know, he was this affable guy who was like wearing good suits and looked the part and sounded the part and dressed the part, but was so divisive in his messaging. The left, they look at you like when you say this, they don't know what you're talking about. It's like, because you don't pay attention to the other half of the country. You only pay attention to your absurd news sources, which spin and spin and spin to protect Democrats, especially if they're named Obama. He's the one who started to inject race where no one had been doing it. He's the one who started to use his pen and the phone to shove things down our throat that we didn't want. He's the one who shoved through an entitlement on our health care and our personal doctor visits that he promised he wouldn't mess with, and then he did, really hurting people, causing massive anger and open lies. He never missed an opportunity to twist the knife on the racial issue. He would do it subtly and in his own way, but it was very clear what he was doing. For the first time, we had a president who weighed in on legal cases before they'd played out. We never did that. That was a taboo that had never been crossed before him. And Donald Trump was the reason Barack Obama, reverse that. Barack Obama was the reason Donald Trump came about, that he was born as a political figure. They say Trump's divisive. He was the antidote. He was the answer to the divisiveness of Barack Obama. And we just haven't felt like ourselves for years now.
All right, so R.I.P. Charlie. But, we're not but about that. But, if you guys think it's going to shut anybody up, it's not. You just release the beast. And I mean, like, in everybody, in all the conservatives, and everybody. If y'all want this civil war, you're about to get it. So, yeah, don't be confused when the comes at you. Because, all this, we're done talking. We're done talking. Okay, obviously y'all aren't talking, so we ain't talking either. So, get ready, mother, because it's coming.
I noticed when I came on here this morning that there was quite a few videos from the left talking about civil war, and even a few how they were saying they're ready for it. I'm going to say this as plainly as I can. No, you're not. Every time a school shooting happens, you people get on here and act like the world has just ended. And that's fine. School shootings are horrible. Nobody ever wants to see dead children on the news, especially me as a father. But then you're getting on here and hyping up a civil war? Do you have any idea what that would even look like? The body count? Because it's not good. This isn't the 1800s. We're not using muskets anymore. We're not using cannonballs anymore. We're using precision weapons that do a lot more damage. This would make the last Civil War look like a skirmish. You leftists need to come back to reality, because you do not want a civil war with the right, and the right doesn't want one either. That's not who we are. But if you push that issue and back the right into a corner, you will not like the result. I hope I never see the day that I wake up and find out that this country is in a civil war. The bloodshed would be unbearable to witness. And you just really, you're not understanding the depths of how bad it would be. So before you come on here again and start talking about a civil war or how cool it would be or how you can't wait to get those fascists, you really need to sit back and realize you're not playing COD. There's too many of you that have been playing video games for too long and think life is a video game. Because I guarantee you, once your friends and family start dying, you're not going to think it's so fun anymore. And you're going to be begging for it to stop. And the problem is, once something like that starts, it's really not as easy to stop it. So my advice to people on the left, it's time to start learning how to communicate. It's time to start acting like adults. Stop screaming at everybody that you disagree with. Stop calling them Nazis. Stop calling them racist. Stop calling them fascists. Especially if it's simply because you're hearing something you don't like. Because 9 times out of 10, you're using those words and it doesn't even apply to what's happening in the conversation. You were either taught those words by your college professor or high school teacher, or you learned it from your friends and you're like, oh man, this is so cool. Every time a right person says something I don't want to hear, I'm just going to call them a fascist or I'm going to call them a racist. And it's all you do over and over and over again. And because you've done that over and over and over again, you've started to believe that it's true. And because of that, people like Charlie Kirk are ending up dead. I don't care what you people on the left need to do to fix yourselves. If you have to go pray about it, do LSD, take mushrooms, I don't care. But you better figure it out. Because once we get to that point of no return, you're going to be wishing that you did.
At this point, bring it on, you know? Because the people that we're going to be going up against hate pew-pews. What are they going to do? Point their Karen finger at us? Me, my feelings. My pronouns are toaster and waffle. Meanwhile, we are locked and loaded at my house. We are so stocked up, we need another house. It would be the quickest, funniest civil war ever. They killed a true patriot for his beliefs. So, bring it.
We want true justice. So give us the green light or handle it yourself with the military.
It's time, yo. It's time for a civil war.
A straw for me. It's war now.
War was declared today.
So what does America do? I hear people saying it's time for a civil war. Here's what I would like to see happen. I think our government should say, we got 2 sides who are very pissed off at each other. Go for it. That's what I want to see happen. We're done talking. Like, are we going to continue to talk? Do y'all want to talk? If you're a liberal, do you want to talk to me? No. You probably hate my skin color. You probably hate that I was a rodeo cowboy. You probably hate 16 other different things about me. You know what I don't like about you? That you're in my business. Other than that, dress up like you're a princess from some Disney movie. I don't care, but that's what needs to happen. Our government needs to step aside and let us handle our business. You know those movies came out called The Purge, where it's like all crime is legal for 24 hours? We need to have that for a year. Because seriously, what else are we going to do? We're never going to get along. We're never going to see eye to eye. I'm sure as never talking to any of y'all. I swear to God, if I ever have to go into Austin for something and I see some dude come up to me like, why are you dressed up as a cowboy? Are you a racist? Well, I don't know, sir, but I'm your
Huckleberry if you continue to talk to me. Does anyone else have any other suggestions? Why can't we just have one big fight? Everyone's pissed off. Nobody likes the direction the country is going. We got people being shot in the neck for simply having a conversation with people. We got people being stabbed in the neck on a bus for being white. What else are we to do? I mean, it's already halfway legal in Texas here. We have mutual combat. There is no other solution to this, and I'm going to tell you why. The internet has destroyed humanity. The government isn't fixing it. Trump isn't fixing it. No one man is going to fix this. We need a correction in America, and it won't take a year. Here's what's going to happen. If the government really let that happen, you know what the left would do? They would say, "Oh, we're sorry. We'll stop. We'll stop. We won't do that. We won't say anything anymore."
You guys don't f***ed up. You guys don't f***ed up. Those gun rights that you're trying to abolish, you might want to keep those motherfuckers around for a little bit. And let me tell you why. Number one, the stunt that was pulled yesterday, you got a lot of mad motherfuckers. And I hate to say this, but just as much as there's crazy motherfuckers on the left, you got crazy motherfuckers on the right too. And I'm telling you, you motherfuckers keep pushing these issues, you're going to see a civil war. Not only are you going to see a civil war, you are going to see a civil war that is going to end in a lot of death. Because people are done playing, bro. After yesterday, people are done playing. You guys destroyed a great part of America yesterday. Not only did you destroy a great part of America, you divided America even further. Congratulations. But when them old boys load up and they come looking, and it's that time, all I'm going to say, bud, is you're going to need a lot more than a strap-on to deal with what's coming, man. It's bad. Well, as always, love y'all. Be safe.
Okay, so hopefully this video here was able to convey at least the very first part, right? You have a variety of people, yet again, here asking. This one specifically, the first guy specifically asked the president, right? Because some people, they don't like me when I say ask, right? They asked the president specifically that, hey, we need you to start up a civil war. Just tell us it's a go time and we will get directly out there. Mr. President, we'll start cleaning up the streets and we'll start doing this and we'll start doing that and everything else with a baseball cap, right? And they're asking for bloodshed. They're asking for the United States to, in a sense, be directly in ruin. I'm not exactly certain if these people realize that once you start a civil war, everything else that goes on is going to stop. Like, nothing is going to be the same. You're not going to be out here talking about, oh yeah, we're about to be doing some trade deals. Companies are going to be coming here to build up a business. What company is going to come to the United States to want to invest if we can't even get ourselves together? If we can't even just focus in for 1 second, if we can't just stop trying to go out and destroy one another, if we can't, stop trying to have access, right, to a type of war, something that's going to further bring down the United States. And again, there's a certain demographic out here that is specifically doing it. And for whatever reason, still, they don't want to pay attention. They still use the terminologies they and them, the left, everything that is so generalized, but they don't want to be specific about who it is that they are referring to. They can't give you a demographic. They can't give you a race of the people of who it is that they are talking about. And again, like I said before, to me, that's very, very weird how they can't do it. Any other time, just like I've stated in the live stream, any other time they want to speak on race, specifically demographics and statistics, they can tell you, black people, 13%, this and this and this about the crime and the population. Trillions of people died, right? They can always be specific and be finite directly on that. Won't move, won't shift, be completely fine, have all of their faculties and information in order. But when it deals with something where they have to look at themselves as the culprit, they will find a way. They'll call Charlie Kirk's killer a kid, even though he's a 22-year-old man that specifically did this. They'll state that, it's another hand. It's the other forces directly out there that enlisted this kid to sit up there and do. They're trying to, in a sense, lessen the blow of this. They're trying to, in a sense, state that even if face-wise what took place is one of them, it's not of them, due to the effect of the powers that be that either brainwashed them, MK Ultra, whatever it is that they want to sit up there and say, place some type of indoctrination directly in him and radicalized him. That's not anything of, our community, our Christian, Catholic, Mormon, God-fearing community. That's not of our community, right? This is something that just happens. It was just, some corrupt programming. That's the way that they want to frame it. They are trying so hard and fighting so hard, as you can see online, to figure out how this took place, how this happened, because it went against the narrative of everything that they've been saying for so long. And that's the thing that I don't think a lot of people realize, that this is them not only having to deal with an internal fight when it deals with themselves physically, but they're mentally having an internal fight because of how it is that they are conditioned, what it is that they are specifically taught, both in their schools, in their ecosystems, and also by the mainstream media of which that they are on every single day, that they report on every single day, that a lot of their newscasters, right, look like the very same demographic. And it's very hard for them to come directly through and accept the fact that it was one of theirs. This is one of their families, one of their co-workers, one of their classmates, right? Somebody of the community that did that to themselves. Because for so long, you've had a lot of conservatives basically point the finger at the left, and they wanted to say that, a white person is 30 times more likely to be in danger or lose their lives around black people versus anybody else. But yet Charlie Kirk was in Utah. He was around his own people, his own community, right? Loving, supporting, and everything of the sort, God-fearing and all of that, right? Christians, Mormons, and whatever else is there. And his life was taken. His life was taken in front of everybody to see. And I did not see the stereotypical demographic that people always talk about. I did not see me, a representative of me, up there that did this. That's not what I was able to see at all. I saw somebody who was nowhere close to me, that is not of my demographic, not of my bloodline, that decided to commit that act in front of all of those young college students and left an indelible mark that they will never be able to unsee ever in their lives. That's going to be something that's always going to be there. It's going to be a mental scar for a lot of people. And I think because also it is a mental scar, it's going to be even harder for a lot of people to deal with, because this is something that they can't unsee. This is something that they can't sanitize themselves directly of that image, of that site, that you saw yourself do this to yourself. There are no statistics that are going to be able to rewrite and overwrite the information that is just there. It's a very hard fight, and it's a very hard pill to directly swallow. But as I stated before, there are a lot of white folks out there. They need to sit down and have a conversation, with those in their communities, and speak on the fact of how it is that they are a danger directly to themselves. It's not anybody else. When you are in proximity with yourselves, you are a danger, right? This is not no time for a scapegoat or to move the goalpost. But oh, what about the black Chicago? Trillions of people just died in 5 seconds. Ah, it's not none of that. Because again, the moment of time that you continue to move away, you want to move the goalpost, the further and further that type of cancer will spread, and soon enough it will engulf, and it will, pretty much just the host will no longer be there, right? It'll just be a large cancerous mass, and that's it. And as I stated before, that's something that a lot of people should not be looking forward to. A lot of people should not want that to happen. You should be doing everything possible to make sure that, copycat events or somebody even theorizing or thinking that they want to go at this, type of area, that they should never do it. That's what you want to prevent. And the only way to do that is to specifically be truthful and to be honest and look in the mirror and to talk to yourselves and to talk to your other folks directly out there about the real danger. But again, like I said before, they don't want to do that. People don't want to do that. This is why they get online, they're angry and all this other type of stuff. And they're trying to pinpoint this clearly to a whole nother demographic of which had nothing to do with it at all. But like I said, you're going to have to sit up there and deal with it one way or another. You're going to have to deal with this sooner or later. And if you deal with it later, it's going to be too late. And it's just going to be one big loss. So you might as well just hit a giant restart button and hope for the best on a new start. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I listed in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.